Let's talk new version, y'all. So, of course, we're in a new year, and everybody's going through transformations. Say like, "Oh, I got these goals. I'm about to do this and do that, and whatever, whatever." But let's talk about the new version of you completely. Like, you weren't this same version a month ago, 2 months ago, a year ago. The version that you are today, right? Maybe you at all don't understand. Like you've gone through life changes, and sometimes when life changes, you just don't feel the same. So let's talk about new versions. It's okay for you to go through your changes and you are like completely um like, okay, who am I today? I don't feel the same way that I felt before. Like, this version of me feels unknown, unfamiliar. Have you been there before? Child, I have been there. And it is something that nobody really talks about. Like, when you go through situations where you're like, fighting for your life, where you're like, um, trying to figure out your next steps. You had a change in job. You had a change in maybe somebody in your family passed. You had all these different things that happened to you. Some traumatic, very life altering. Nobody really talks about that new version of you that you have to become. And it's like people don't understand when you're like something is different about me. Like I'm trying to navigate this version. People don't even take a pause and be like, well, you just went through that. So maybe that's what it is. No, most times people think about themselves, but in real life, we go through different versions of ourselves all the time. And you have to stop and reinvent yourself. You have to shift. You have to change at every turn. And nobody tells you really how to handle these changes, how to handle this new version of you. And it's okay not to be the same version because as long as you are growing and getting older and going through things, everything that you have gone through is a lesson and it also teaches you wisdom. So you are not the same version of yourself that you were yesterday, last week, a year ago, 10 years ago. Um, There's a study that talks about us changing like into like kind of morphing into a new person every 10 years. I think it happens more than that. We just don't really realize that we actually transform all the time. We change all the time. We think that we're the same, so we go around the same people. We go in the same circles and spaces and whatever. But we be feeling like something is not the same. And so, hey y'all that's joining. Hello, hello. I just want to say it is okay to be a new version of yourself. It is okay to step into that person. People are not going to understand who you are, and it's not for them to understand who you are. It is for you to live out your purpose, and you have to step into that person that you were called to be. You can't think about what other people have to say about your life because they're not living your life. You're going to have people that question, why are you going in this direction? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? And that's fine. Let them question it. Let them think what they think. But you don't have to explain yourself to everybody. I think that we think that we have to explain stuff to folks because, they know the old version of us. That is not true. We don't have to explain all of our moves because the only person that you are really accountable to is God in the grand scheme of things. Not those folks that you grew up with, not those folks that you was friends with, and you know them fair weather friends that they only there to have a good time. They not there for a long time, you know. Those ones who when life is going great, they always around and they like, oh yeah, but them be the same ones sometimes when you got victories, they don't really share them victories. It be friends like that, that they kind of like, you know, but it's okay. It is okay. I know we feel like, man, you know, oh man, that was my person, that was my girl, that was my boy, that was, you know, that was the person that I did life with or whatever. It is okay to change friend groups. We gotta normalize that. You gonna outgrow some people. You gonna outgrow some things. Things that served you in one season will not serve you in another season. That is a part of being a human being. It is a part of being an adult. It is a part of leveling up. It is a part of stepping into your purpose. It is a part of becoming a parent. It is a part of every stage in your life. When you lose somebody, that transition hits you so differently. And a lot of the times you don't even know how to shift, how to be. You don't know how to feel. People don't really talk about the real transition that happens after loss, the real transition that happens after you have gone through real life altering situations. People don't really get down to that. Like now, most people are talking about relationships, and I will say that is really important. It very much so is important. But talking about real life is important too because you're going through real life. Of course, you know, relationships matter. Hey, I'm a relationship coach too. I do that. And relationships do matter. But at the same time, your whole entire life matters as well. Your mental stability, your health, and especially how you go from one season to the next. It matters. So, I just wanted to say that to you that it is okay to be the new version of you. And for some of you who don't know me, because I have new followers across all my social media platforms now, I am Tiana Nichelle the Visionary, your Wise Counsel. I am an advocate, a transformational leader, nonprofit leader, certified life purpose, business financial coach, relationship coach. I thrive in creativity. I have helped so many clients build websites, marketing materials, ebooks. We have gotten ebooks and different, actually physical books, but ebooks printed. Those uploaded to KDP. A couple of my clients made the bestsellers list on Amazon. KDP is Amazon, and for those of you who don't know what that is, um, I have been through a lot of life-changing situations. And so I use all of the wisdom that I have gained from business. In personal life, I'm also a Down syndrome sibling. My sibling actually passed away, but I have a nonprofit that we started together, and I continue doing the work. It's for people with disabilities, Down syndrome, and autism specifically. That is Empower Society 21. I have built a mobile app, I should say, before I had the nonprofit. So the mobile app, which is a directory of resources and services for families of individuals with special needs. I have been an event planner. I had an event planning business for some time, beauty business for some time, that I am actually rebranding. Uh, what else? Coaching business. So I told you about all of my coaching. I have created digital products for myself, books, journals to help you heal, restructure your mindset, going through transitions, walking closer with God. The woman who is in waiting, that is waiting for that man that God has for them. I have one that will heal you. It's transformational, wife in waiting journal. And that is under Kingdom Billionaire Academy, which I will be, and it's kingdombillionaireacademy.com. But I will be uploading more to help you earn money by selling your own digital products. I also help people get digital products and put them on physical products. So those of you who have t-shirts and create, ebooks using the things that you have already gone through, I help bring that stuff to life as well. So I have built an entire ecosystem to address every aspect of your life. So my mission is to empower and transform the lives of millions of people. Um, and so using wisdom to do so, helping you heal and thrive in all areas of your life. That is what I do. And so that is me at my core. And I have gone through so many seasons. And so this is how we started with New You. Thank you all for joining. Um, this is how we started with the new you part, because I think back on all of the seasons that I have been through. I lost a parent at 15. I went through abuse at some time in my life, actually quite a few times in different forms, when I was much younger. So we're talking about 20 some odd years ago. I lost my sibling. I went through a life altering situation just 2 years ago. In a couple of days, it'll be exactly 2 years where I almost lost my life, and was fighting for my life all of 2024. And so coming out of that, I did not realize how much of a change that I have made. It was like a mental transition that I was going through and didn't even realize it. And sometimes it be like that. You don't even know that you're going through um grief. You don't know when you're going through those transitions. You don't really know what is really going on, because our natural inclination is to bounce back and be like, oh, I'm fine. Oh, nothing is happening. Oh yeah, I'm cool. And it's not really the case. You whole need time to like regroup yourself from being in whole fight mode. And it's been so many different, when I look over the periods of my life, it's been so many times that I have been in fight mode because something has happened that is traumatic. The other thing that I help people do is heal, which I mentioned that, because I had to go through my own healing journey. I also had to go through my weight loss journey. I'm still on that journey, but guys, my highest weight was 415 pounds. Your girl has lost over 150 pounds. And it was not the easiest thing. It took time to get to that place, but at the same time, I'm still working on it. So it's never too late to work on anything. It's never too late to transform. But take notice when you are going through those seasons, when you are grieving, when you are going through transitions and things like that. Take notice to how your emotions are. Sit down. Sometimes you have to sit down with yourself and remove the noise. What I winded up doing is removing the noise around me. Hello, hello, hello. Y'all share this with somebody that needs this. Um, and so removing the noise around me meant to get quiet, not to be on the phone, kiki and ha ha with my friends or whatever, to actually take time to actually connect with God, connect with my thoughts, my body, because I was in fight mode to live. And I talked about that. That's on another live that's on my YouTube channel. So that one is Your Wise Counsel. And so, um, in when I talked about that, um, that whole situation just made me Be like, okay, I'm going through this. The doctor said I may not make it to the end of the year. So I just need to be at peace with what's going on with me. I need to be settled in myself. I don't need to be talking to anyone about this because I don't really know what the outcome is, but I'm preparing myself for the worst, hoping for the best, right? And so it is, it's moments like that and times like that when it really puts things into perspective, and it really shows you who's who, because now you start reflecting on who's been in your life. Have they been in there just for their own gain, or are they really there for you? You start doing a lot of self-reflection when you're going through those things, and you should, because it once you go through that, something that major, and you actually have gone through it, you actually have overcome, right? It's like, okay, now who are you at this point? Because now you have had time to reflect. Now you have gone through your physical healing process, whatever that may be, or maybe you're still going through it. But who are you after your storm starts to pass? It's something that is like mind blowing, because nobody really talks about that transitional piece and the person that you have to come to terms with. And it's okay that you lost that old you. And so now you have to rediscover the new you. Rediscovering the new you is what you should be doing. Stop trying to be an old version of you that does not serve a purpose in your life. Stop trying to allow people, don't allow people to put you in a box, because I'm going to say this: God did not make you a one-dimensional person, because he is not a one-dimensional God. And he did so many things. Jesus did so many things, right? There was so many things. If you read the Bible for yourself, you would see all of the things, all of the creation that God made, all of the ventures, I'll say ventures, that Jesus did, the healing, the miracles, the talking to people. He was really like out there doing the work. And it was just not one thing. There was an assignment that he had, and it was not necessarily, there was a overall goal, right? To save us. But it was not done in a one-dimensional manner. He didn't say, let me just talk to these people. Let me just do this with this group. The world will try to box you in, and then you're looking like, okay, this is not working. Why is this not working? It's because you wasn't meant to be boxed into whatever people boxed you into. It was meant for you to thrive. It was meant for you to create. It was meant for you to go out and do the thing. It was not meant for you to be put in somebody's little tiny box. It was not meant for you to look like somebody else. God created you to look like yourself, to be yourself, to be authentically who he called you to be, not to be a clone. So it's not going to look like anyone else, and it's okay. But who are you at your core is what you need to figure out. What is inside of you that you need to bring out, that you're suppressing because you're scared of what somebody has to say? Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Be you, because in the end, you're going to regret it. You will regret if you look back on your life and you're like 80 years old and you like, man, I should have built the business. Man, I should have took that opportunity. Man, I should have done this. Man, I should have bought that property. Man, I should have, where it is, had that family. Man, I should have I should have um had those kids. I should have traveled. I should have, whatever it is. Don't live your life
with the coulda, woulda, shouldas is what I'm saying. Go out, explore, do the things, find out who you are, and embrace the new version of you. Whether that new version takes place every month, child, embrace the new version. If you've learned something new and you're like, man, this is what I really want to do, it don't matter what your track was before. Child, do y'all see these degrees on this wall right here? Them degrees don't mean a hill of beans. Let me just tell you that. It's all public policy and law. But I thrive in coaching, creativity, helping people transform, helping families like mine, because I'm a family. I come from a family that had a child with special needs. And so my sister had Down syndrome. Helping those families thrive in every way possible. That is what I genuinely love. All of those things, and it's all empowering and transformational. That right there, just because you went to school for a child, don't get caught up with that. Just because you was on one track, don't get caught up in that. Go out and create. Go out and do the thing. Hey, y'all, hey, share this with somebody who needs this. Because people be getting caught up in what you always did, who you always were, all of these different things. Free yourself. Free yourself from other people's mindsets. I'm going to say it again. Free yourself from other people's mindsets. Because a lot of them thoughts don't be what you say to yourself. A lot of those thoughts be what somebody has told you. So free yourself from those suppressing thoughts that somebody else gave you, the negative thoughts that somebody else gave you. Because sometimes, I'm going to say this because I also am a trauma-informed coach as well. Now, I'm not practicing that, but I have the knowledge. So, what I'm about to say is that things that are done or said to us, especially when we're young, we don't necessarily understand those things that are being said to us when we're children. This is why I tell parents to speak life over their children. We gonna have a whole conversation on that one. But the deposits that people make into your life as a young person manifests itself later on in life. A lot of the times those words don't necessarily come back to you right away, but in some form it is sitting in the back of your mind. It actually sits in your nervous system. When somebody says something to you that is negative, it sits there. And a lot of the times it is suppressed. You don't realize it. And I'm going to say this, every traumatic experience that you have been through hits your nervous system. And so you do not understand the ramifications of trauma. You do not understand the ramifications, many people don't, of when you have gone through abusive situations, when you have gone through things that are so traumatic and it's got you jacked all the way up. Those situations be all in your nervous system. And it's like, case in point, so when you have gone through abuse, then there's all types. There's sexual abuse, there's physical, emotional, there's all types of abuse. And so when you have gone through those types of situations, they actually are in your nervous system. So you're never really at rest. Because at any point when you are in relationship, let's just say you decide to go be in a relationship with someone. Well, if you have not gotten healed, If you have not gotten yourself together, and that's really getting yourself healed, because you got to be healed. I always tell people, do not enter into a relationship unless you are healed and healthy, because all you're going to do is sabotage that relationship. So what I'm saying is, when you get into a relationship with somebody after you have been through those traumatic situations and they do something, like, let's just say that person didn't call you, something that simple, they didn't call you, and so you're like, okay, what's going on? Women, we're notorious for this, and that's especially if you've been cheated on, though. And we be like, okay, that person didn't call, what's going on? It's all down in your nervous system. So now you uneasy. You like, okay, oh, he ain't called. Oh, what's going on? What happened? And so now you're uneasy. The same thing happens when you're in a situation with someone and they like, y'all having an argument, the argument get heated. And then you like, oh, I gotta go, I'm uncomfortable. That is your flight response to trauma. It is in your nervous system. I'm gonna tell you now, your girl has been proposed to quite a few times. I'm going to say this, and it's not to brag, it is to give you context before I say what I say. So I used to run from relationships, run head for the hills, child, because I had been in an abusive relationship early on in life. I had been through some abuse as a young person, and so I never felt safe. Now, there was no fault of my parents that any of this stuff happened, so I just want to put a disclaimer there, because some things happen unknowingly. And when children don't tell certain things, then nobody knows. So I would run from relationships because I would feel it got too serious. And I'm like, oh, I gotta go. I'm not trying to do all this. But out of that, and I'm running, child, I ain't answering phone calls. A guy would be like, oh yeah, let's be in a relationship or whatever the case may be. I'd be like, who doing that? I'm laughing now, but I be like, yo, who, me? Like, Or when a guy was like, okay, so we've gone out a few times, and this happened a couple times, and he's like, okay, I really like you. I want to introduce you to my family and blah 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 blah. And I'll be like, no, we not doing that. And he's looking like, well, why not? Now, naturally, as a woman, you want that, and I'm giving context. Naturally, as a woman, you want that. This is why I do relationship coaching, because I know firsthand about where I was, what I had to go through and heal in order to have healthy relationships. So I was, because I had traumatic experiences, and back, nobody was telling you to go get healed. Nobody was telling you back in the day that was not a thing. Most people was not going to therapy. They wasn't talking about that. But this is why a lot of relationships are not surviving right now, is because it's so much trauma. Everybody has been through trauma. Women have gone through trauma. Men have gone through trauma. If we could all see that we have gone through some similar situations and try to understand one another and who we are from that point, then we would be able to have healthier relationships if we took the time to heal and understand another person's perspective. But a lot of times that is not what we do. We jump into relationships and we haven't gotten ourselves together. You have people that are expecting somebody else to heal you. You have people who are genuinely hurting and they wind up hurting other people. It's not intentional. And I'm going to say that when I was doing that, like I'm running as soon as the relationship gets too serious, like, when I was doing that, it was hurting people. Now, I will say, disclaimer, I went back and apologized to those people because You can't go around doing stuff like that. You can't. People's heart is on the line. People have real feelings. They're human beings. You cannot go mishandling folks just because you jacked up. So of course I doubled back and apologized some years ago, and we talked through stuff, whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, I had to make the ultimate decision to heal myself, to it, because it is your own responsibility to heal. And that's when your true transformation takes place, is when you are in a healed space, because you can recognize what is healthy. You can recognize even what a trigger is, because sometimes even when you are healed, there's still some things. Everything is not all the way together, but for the most part, get you together. There's going to be some things, especially when you get in an intimate relationship with somebody, there are going to be some things that trigger you. That is quite natural. It is quite natural, because you are two people trying to do life together. So it is quite natural to get on one another's nerves. But what is not natural is somebody hitting you. Don't normalize that. Somebody essaying you. Don't normalize that. Somebody threatening you, don't normalize that. And y'all stop cussing each other out. That is not healthy either. The fact that y'all think it's okay to sit up here and be cussing each other out. And now I'm going to say, while ago, I had done that too. But it's not healthy. And when I realized it was not healthy, I didn't want that no more. I stopped that foolishness, because it is not healthy to say you love somebody and then cuss them out in the next breath. That's kind of twisted if you think about it. It's not cool. If you say you love somebody, then speak with love to that person. But it takes you to be healed to understand that that is not how you should speak to another person. And somebody will say, no, but I just curse. But should you be cursing your partner out? Should you be using those harsh words with your partner? Should you even be using those words with your kids? No, you actually shouldn't. And people will say, oh, but my kids will hear it. It's not even that, because you're supposed to be a safe place for your significant other, your husband, your wife. You are supposed to be a safe place for your kids as well, and those who are close to you. So if you are going around cussing folks out, clowning, and hitting the ceiling, you got to check into some healing, okay? And that's that on that. But once you have gone through the steps of healing, you are a new person who cannot operate the same way, who cannot operate even in the same spaces. So it's time for you to find a new circle. It is time for you to find new places. Start to discover you. A lot of people, and I find that even men, a lot of men have a hard time going out on dates with themselves. And I know somebody will be like, oh, this sound crazy. It don't sound crazy. Because you got to get to know who you are at this place in life. Because you definitely not the same person you was in your 20s. Y'all share this with somebody who needs it. Give me some hearts if you liking this. But yes, like, you have to find out who you are at this point in your life. And you got to love on you before you can go loving on somebody else. Because here's the other part. You will start if you don't know what you like and all of these different things, you gonna expect all of the things that you think you like from a person, and that's not what you like or what you need. So you got to find what is true to you at this place. It could be something that you used to like that you think that's what you like right now, and that's not necessarily true. So I always encourage people to rediscover yourself at the place that you are, because what you required 10 years ago. So if you're 40, in your 30s, you're not the same person. You're not the same person that you were in your 20s, and you definitely not the same person you were when you were a tween, a teen, or a kid. You are totally different. Every year you transform, and it is okay. Get yourselves into some healing. Tap into your creativity. Become the new you. Y'all stop waiting for a new year to be like, I'm going to transform. I'm going to do this. I'm going to get this. I'm going to go do it now. Because you made that same goal last year, the year before last, and whenever else, and still have not done it. So promise yourself that you're going to get started with whatever it is that you have in your heart to do. If it is to lose weight, do that thing. If it is to write a book, do that. If it is to get your t-shirt business going, shoe line, hairline, all of that stuff. Oh, also I have, so y'all, for y'all who just coming in, I also have digital products that are like journals and hair books and different things from all of the experience and businesses that I've had. I fast track that thing for you so that you can start your hair business, your product business. You just, hit that button and you will find out some information if you are looking to do all of those things, creating your digital product, marketing materials. I do all of that, child. If you have a child with special needs, I got Empower Society 21. I have the whole entire ecosystem Empower Society, and we're something like the Amazon of resources. I'm gonna just say that. So, but guys, get yourself into this new you. Embrace the new version of yourself. Love on you a little bit better. We gotta love on ourselves at every stage and phase. Don't be buying into the twisted psychology of this world that's gonna put you in a box and tell you to be this way and you not that way. Child, love you for you. However you look, whatever you got going on, and the parts of you that you just don't really care for, and those things are things that you can change, improve. It's okay if it's weight, you don't want to be flabby, tone up, child, whatever you want to get your bag up, girl, start the business. Okay, don't think about what Pookie and them got to say, because Pookie and them ain't got no business, no vision, no goals, no nothing. They want to just be on the block. They just want to be looking at the men, whatever they got going on. Start your business, y'all. Do what you gonna do. Stop worrying about what everybody else got to say about you, and do what you need to do for you. Okay? This is your season to embrace the new version of you. Okay? Go on that trip. Try that new restaurant. Go to the movies. Whatever you enjoy doing, do that. Take some family trips, y'all. Don't be out here leaving them kids and all the time. I'm gonna say sometimes you might need to leave them so you can have peace of mind. But I'm just saying, enjoy your family experiences and give them experiences as well. If you are looking, to get some help, mentally and spiritually, emotionally, tap in, honey. I got so many resources, tools. Our mobile app, if you're a family that have children with special needs, we got a whole mobile app of resources, Empower Society, Google Play, Apple app, all of that. Child, tap in. I got you, okay? And whatever questions you got for me, just leave it. Just leave it. We gonna talk. I got you. So go. I'm end this, but I thank y'all for coming on, for liking this, for sharing this. Some of y'all shared it. Thank you. But I also want you to really, really get in tune with you. Embrace your transformation. Embrace this new version of you, because you deserve it. And the younger version of yourself deserves it. Your legacy deserves it. Because when you leave here, what will people say that you have done? What type of person will people say you were? That's really important. So go do the thing. Enjoy your life. Have fun. Make impact and make your money, okay? So I'll see y'all later. Love you.